Hey everybody, welcome to another episode of Outside the Box. I'm Mark Wallbank from Auckland and Paranormal New Zealand. For today's episode, we're going to be chatting to a group from down in Rotorua here in New Zealand. They specialise in paranormal research as well as urban explorations. So let's have a little chat now to Paranormal Exploration New Zealand. Are you there, guys?
Hey, there they are.
We just had a bit of technical problems.
There's quite a few people here.
Yep.
So is this the whole team?
Besides one person, which is our lead technician, Jaden. But he's kind of had a few things that he's got to do, so he couldn't join us.
Okay, so you guys can hear me okay?
Yeah.
So I can hear you guys fine. It's all good. Oh, sweet. Let's start then. So, okay. I have to admit, I've been watching a few video clips from you guys, and it's always nice to see people really motivated and getting out there and doing this stuff, because it's kind of a special hobby to have, isn't it? This whole paranormal thing. So I sort of respect anybody that gets out there in the cold and the dark and does all that kind of thing. So good on you. But I know nothing about you guys. So how did you guys get together, and tell us how it all began?
Well, we're actually all family, bit of a family YouTube business sort of thing, yeah, bit of a hobby. We're all very spiritual, so we decided to make it, our hobby into a bit of a YouTube thing. So yeah. Sweet. And then our lead technician is actually a good friend of mine and my brother Kyle's, so he ended up joining the team. So
when you say family, you mean like a proper blood family, or like just family as in close friends? And
yeah, no, blood family.
Blood
really?
family.
Oh, good. Wow.
Oh yeah, and this is my partner, Liana.
Yeah. Sweet. So how did you guys all sort of come together then? Like, just decide to get into the whole ghost thing first, or did you get into the exploration thing first, or?
The ghost thing is much we've been around.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, but we like doing a bit of both, But
Well, technically we moved to Rotorua, and then it all started from there.
Yeah. It's an amazing place. There's just so much history there, isn't it?
Oh no, definitely.
That's incredible. Yeah. I don't get down there enough. And so, like, what are some of the places you've been to then?
Well, one of my favourites is Tubby Hill in Rotorua. It's actually
Hill.
Yeah, it's underground, so like an underground.
That's its nickname.
It's its nickname.
Yeah.
I think we haven't really discovered on what it used to be, but like an old hospital or sort of like a war bunker sort of thing.
Yeah.
But it's actually quite amazing, like underneath there. It's very claustrophobic, because it's being real small and real compact. But apparently a lot of the locals said that it had been blocked off at one end, so there was actually a lot more you could have explored. But over the years, they just kind of, put like, what was it, dirt? Yeah, like cake dirt and stuff into it. We could only really explore a little bit, but it was still worth it. It's one of the highest videos on YouTube, over 1K.
So is it tunnels, or is it actual buildings that have been?
It's like a tunnel system underground. So it's very nice.
Yeah, that's awesome, man. It's really cool.
But and a lot of like abandoned farmhouses and stuff like that, and forest walks and stuff like redwoods. And yes.
Kerosene.
I like getting out to the rural areas myself in the farmland, because there's just so much. I just love that whole sort of rural Kiwi sort of farm history. I love all that. All that's, it's more natural, than this whole industrial sort of cityscapes and all that kind of thing. Actually, we've got an investigation coming up.
Yeah, Kerosene Creek as well. There's another hotspot as well.
I've been hearing a bit about that lately. That place. What's the digs on that?
Well, it's just past. Was it Hot and Cold?
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I'm thermal one.
Mum, you can
Okay, because I've seen a few comments online about it. People talking about kerosene, whatever it is, and got no idea what it is. Never heard of it before.
It's a sulfur stream. It's a sulfur stream.
So it's hot
And
water.
it's all thermal. Yeah.
Yeah. Neat.
But there's been a lot of deaths.
Yeah,
and
been a
stuff
lot of
there.
deaths and stuff like over the years and stuff at Kirsten. So it's very haunted. So yeah, it's a very good like spot for a lot of paranormal people, you know, to go. Even if you know ain't a YouTuber, you know, just even if you're just going there with your friends, you know, it's always good to you know do a little bit of a spirit box session, you know, because you definitely get voices and stuff like you know, guaranteed. You know,
So speaking of equipment, then spirit boxes. That's what you use.
yeah, spirit box. Oh, well, you
PSB11, I think it's called, and Ghost Tube.
yeah, Ghost
We're
Tube.
just
another
starting
one.
to try the Ghost Tube.
What's that one? Is it an app? Is it?
I watched this girl called Amy's Crypt from Australia, and she uses it on her page or channel, and it's it all comes up with the magnet frequency and the voices, and it records it in low light and all that sort of stuff.
Okay.
So we're just trialing that at the moment.
Yeah.
So it actually records the information.
Yeah. And it records it in the video format as well, so like you can upload it straight away, or you can add it to your videos, like all that sort of stuff.
Wow, so it's a bit of a data logger then.
Yeah.
Cool.
But yeah, like there's an alarm, so if something touches the camera, or what else does it have? It's like a 500 word bank, and I think I've got unlimited recording at the moment, but because I purchased it. Like you can do it for free, but you can purchase it as well, which is like $2.99. So it's like cheap.
And when you say it's got a 500 word bank in it, have you tried throwing in words outside of that, or asking questions that would involve?
Yeah, well, we don't use Wi-Fi, so it's not when we go out. It's not Wi-Fi connected, so it's just their voices coming through.
Yeah.
So like most of the time when it's connected to like data or something, it'll like just bring through random words, and it sounds like it's not real. So we do it without Wi-Fi, so it's just the general.
Yeah.
It's the actual spirits coming through.
Yeah.
So what's come through so far for you guys?
Oh, a lot of stuff.
Yeah,
We get some scary stuff.
Yeah.
Growling. Like so when we went to the Redwoods, we got a lot of Māori words and stuff. So yeah,
Really?
stuff.
Wow,
But,
that's pretty good then. It's pretty unique.
Yeah.
And
And
we
that's coming
get
through the,
sometimes we get Chinese, which that is even harder to interpret because obviously we can't interpret it.
Yeah.
But it's quite different. Like we
The
get
app is the app an American app? Is it?
I'm not actually sure, but like I've seen a couple of people use it, so that's why we thought we'd try it. And
Yeah.
so far it's been good.
And you're getting
But
Maori words through that.
Pardon?
And you're getting Maori words through that. Or is it-
Not through the Ghost Tube because we only just started that. The PXB11, we get like all sorts through it.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's interesting that you're getting Maori words then.
Yeah.
That's pretty impressive. I like that. 'Cause I'm a little bit doubtful about the whole spirit box thing. It's something I just don't really get into myself personally.
We don't really like the noise, but it helps though.
Yeah.
It's the most irritating sound in the whole paranormal field, I reckon.
But we get told to turn the noise off,
Yeah.
or what's that noise and stuff like that. So it's like,
Yeah.
but it helps bring the voices through.
Yeah. Okay, I've just got a few basic questions. What do you reckon is the hardest part about being a paranormal investigator?
Finding the places we're allowed to go into.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's the hardest.
Yeah. Because like,
No problem. Yeah.
Oh, well, because on our bucket list, I should say, one of our goals is to actually be able to do king set, but you know that's a very hard place to be able to actually get permission to go and do.
Oh yeah.
And you know, so yeah, that would be a very good one to be able to accomplish, to be able to do that.
It's a privilege to get into that place, I tell you. We've done a few investigations there, and it's
that's another hard place to.
Yeah.
That's all on my bucket list. It's a bit.
Yeah.
It's really hard to get permission to.
which one's that?
Tokanui.
Oh yeah. Is it
Yeah.
still there? Isn't it?
Yep, it's still there, still scanning.
Yeah, it's in the works for demolishing, so that's where we're
Yeah.
like, but can't really do anything about it.
To lose it. It's
Oh,
like
yeah.
it's Stevens, you know, it's it's the Stevens school. It's been sitting there for ages, and eventually it's going to be demolished, but they just won't let people in there. So
Yeah. See, that's the hard thing about New Zealand is getting the permission.
Yeah.
Like you see all these overseas YouTubers getting into all these places and it's like,
Theme park, ban theme
why
parks.
can't we have that?
Yeah.
Well, they've got the history though. I mean, I've been speaking to a lot of. I've been travelling to the UK quite a bit in the past few years, and I've got a lot of friends over in Scotland because we love Scotland, so we go over there quite a bit. And just talking to them, you know, they talk about how hard it is and to get locations, but they're talking like full mansions and full castles and stuff like that, you know, and they're everywhere. They're everywhere, you know, and every week they'll go, oh, yeah, we've got a little one today. It's just a little one. It's just this a small house that's in this farmland out in somewhere in Scotland. And then they show you photographs, and it's just this 2-story house, this massive big mansion with all the furniture and it's got everything there, eh? Just like the person's died and just left it completely abandoned. It's amazing. It's this kind of thing we just will not get here. And I've talked to a lot of urbexers over in Scotland and over the UK, and they've given me a few addresses. They say, "Oh, go check out this place, and go check out this place," and you get there, and it's a castle. It's a giant castle in the middle of a forest. It's huge.
It'd be awesome.
So, I've been there, it's quite an easy one to get into, you know. And it's hours to get through it all. It's ridiculous, and that's just nothing to them.
Yeah.
Unbelievable. So you guys, are you sort of so basically the paranormal sort of hand in hand with the urbexing?
Yeah.
I don't like to say the word urbexing, but I don't know, what do you guys call it?
We love the exploring, and wherever we go, we pull it out, and we get something, we'll record it.
Yeah.
I do a lot of exploration myself, and then you'll get a house or a building that you feel things, and you think, okay, there's something here.
Yeah.
And that's when it starts turning into the whole paranormal thing. Then the paranormal comes into it, and I start doing my research about that, you know.
Yeah.
So you can. It is possible to mix it up. It's got to be real safe, and just
Yeah.
very fragile houses out there. Late night investigations. Preferred snacks.
Oh,
Everybody brings shitloads of snacks.
Wow. Where do we start?
Yeah.
I hate it.
McDee's.
As long as you got your energy drinks.
Yeah,
A lot of pies at one stage.
Oh yeah, pies. Yeah.
we usually do a little bit of bag of something each day, and then before you know it, you've got a whole coffee table that's just like stacked high. You know, and you say somebody will say, "Oh, I'll bring some energy drinks along." Yeah, okay, and then somebody will say, "I'll bring some coffee along." You know, and then all this energy drink and coffee and chocolate and chips. It's a bit of a
You hate them. You can have like bags of chips stashed and bags and stuff.
Okay, so internationally, is there a place anywhere in the world that you guys would just love to go and investigate? Anywhere?
Spain.
Spain?
Yeah, Spain, yeah.
Oh, you all agree with Spain? What's there?
Spain's just a beautiful place.
Yeah, it is.
It's just beautiful.
Beautiful. Like,
Hot, beautiful weather.
I'd like to go to Amityville.
yeah, Amityville. Yeah.
It's just sold, isn't it? Apparently. I think they just resold it again finally. Yeah.
Documentaries going on about that one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ghosts. In your opinion, what do you think ghosts are? In your opinion, just for now, during your research, from what you've experienced, what do you think ghosts are?
Who's going to answer that one? Mum?
You've probably got different opinions. That's all good.
Well, we are all spirits, and we've come to this earth. Like, the bodies we are in is only our physical body, and when people pass over, when they pass away, their spirit still stays, their soul, you know, and that's what spirits are. It's
So-
just,
It's pretty much just your static energy. Like
it's your
energy.
static energy.
Energy can't be destroyed, can it? So it lives on. So
Exactly.
body's rotted away.
Yeah.
Carries on. Yeah, I mean, I'm kind of on that same wavelength myself, I guess. I mean, I don't really fully get it, and I don't really understand, but it kind of does make a little bit of sense. And the whole consciousness thing, I mean, all your thoughts and memories and ideas and all your knowledge. You know, to me, your consciousness perhaps merges in with your energies. Your energies all become one.
Yeah.
You end up with this energy mass that has a consciousness. Perhaps. Has memories or has something like that.
Yeah.
Who knows?
Like every residual, it could be in the moment sort of thing.
Yeah.
It's hard to determine if it's residual or in the moment.
Yeah. Do you do a lot of audio recording yourself or video recording, aside from filming yourselves doing things?
Yeah, we play around with our cameras a lot, just to see what we find. Around the houses and stuff like that.
Oh, yeah.
And see, I know because I'm in touch with quite a few sort of urban explorers around the world, and I know everybody sort of does try and keep in touch with each other. There's a good sort of network of people working together, especially on Facebook and all that. So you guys spread yourself around as well and talk to other urbexers. Even, what about in the country?
Yeah,
have
well,
you linked up with anybody else in this country?
Well, in New Zealand, I've actually got a good friend of mine that I talk to. He's actually another YouTuber called Urban Kiwiana.
Isaac.
Yeah.
Good guy. He's
you know, been actually waiting to actually meet up with him and actually do a video with him up Auckland way. So
yeah, he's a good guy.
Oh yes.
He took me into the lava tunnels in Wirri.
Oh,
nice.
He knew that I wanted to go there, and he managed to get in there, and he took me through those, and I was like, yeah, it's a place I've always been wanting to go into, so I'm forever grateful for that one. It was really good timing. The gate just happened to be open.
Yeah.
And he heard about it, and he invited me, so it was fantastic. So where do you guys see yourself in maybe a few years' time doing the same sort of thing, the same sort of level, or do you goal is to sort of really
Definitely.
great strides?
Oh, we want to upgrade all of our camera gear and stuff like that, because at the moment we're just using phones and a basic camera, but eventually we're going to get like more the digital equipment and stuff like that. It's just at the moment we're saving so we can do more explores, like traveling and stuff like that.
Petrol money is expensive, eh?
We tend to get lost a lot. We take the wrong turn.
That happened once, Liana.
and where did we end up, Mum?
Gisborne.
And where were you heading to?
Not Gisborne.
I think we're heading to, what was it, Pakatani?
No, it was the other direct, heading towards Wakatani, but going left instead of right. We ended up on Highway 2 instead of the other highway. Wrong turn.
It was a fun drive.
Yeah, no, it was. We didn't get back till morning.
But
that was at 3 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah, we actually find a lot of good places when we're getting lost.
That's exactly right. Yeah, I mean, it's like I just sort of go for drives into the country, and you just sort of stumble across old barns, and eventually you find an old abandoned house.
Exactly.
You just got to get out there and speaking of equipment, what do you reckon? There's a lot of equipment out there that people are using. I like to sort of gauge people's ideas and opinions on this. What do you reckon is the most overrated piece of equipment out there that everyone's using?
The Spirit Box, pretty much. Like, some of the apps are just, they're just not worth it. Even the ones you pay for, it's like you've got to pretty much go through and find the real ones, not the fake ones. So that's the only thing we find.
Well, most of them do have their old disclaimer, don't they, saying for entertainment use only. And
that's why that's why I follow a lot of other YouTubers, and like most of the time in their descriptions they put down like what the link to what they use.
Yeah.
So how I found a few of them anyway.
Okay. Interesting. Any tips for anybody wanting to get into this whole field, whether it be paranormal or urban exploration.
Follow your dreams and whatever you're passionate about.
And I'll say have patience, like, because good things take time.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I would say, you know, just chase your goals and, you know.
Yeah.
Yep.
And if you ever love exploring, I'd say get in there, go and do it. You know, like, it gives you a really good adrenaline rush.
What is it? Our motto, live it, love it.
Love it.
Yes. I know. I live by that myself, actually. Live it, love it. Yeah, I mean, that's pretty much how I live my life too. Just getting out there and just doing it. If you enjoy doing it, just do it. Doesn't matter what anybody else says, as long as you're keeping them within the laws. You know, I mean, I know it takes a little bit of law breaking to do what we do sometimes, but as long as you're doing it safely and you're not hurting anybody, you're not damaging anything, and you know. I mean, I found the laws over in the UK actually were a lot more relaxed than they are here.
Yeah.
Farmers didn't mind you going on their land as long as you're behaving yourself and you weren't disrupting anything or destroying anything.
Yeah, definitely.
Usually they'd go, "Oh, what are you doing here?" But with a Scottish, and you know, what are you doing? And you go, "Oh, we're just, you know, just having a look at these old buildings, you know." And they go, "Oh, okay, just don't touch anything, okay?"
Yeah.
And it's all good. You know,
That's why I love Europe so much.
Yeah. A little bit
Well, I'm
easier, and
actually British myself.
Yeah. What do you personally feel the paranormal field can do to move forward?
Probably. Oh, that's
That stumps a few people.
Well, it depends on how open people are willing to be.
Yeah.
Because a lot of people are like, no, they don't exist. You don't know what you're talking about. And then there's all the other people going, oh, can we join you? Can we join you? So it's kind of both ways sort of thing. It's hard to say.
Or there's hassle of people even asking you where those locations even are, you know, and you know, like a lot of people are like, oh, but we're not going to go there to, you know, destroy anything and stuff like that. But you can never be, you know, too sure on that, you know, like, because there's a lot of people that just go out there to those locations, just vandal it, you know, graffiti it, or, you know, all through the inside, outside, you know, it you know, breaks my heart seeing places like that, you know.
Yeah.
I wish the council would make it more open for us to be able to do our explores.
Yeah.
Would be nice.
That's right. If it was more legal and you know, made a bit more open, then people wouldn't be sneaking around and getting themselves injured.
Yeah,
exactly.
You know, people are trying to climb through broken glass windows to try and get into these places and hurting themselves. Well, if a place is abandoned, okay, just remove the glass. Open the door. You know, if you're not using the house, if you're not using the building at all, it's just sitting there on your land.
Yeah, exactly.
Just open it, take out all the valuables, and just, you know, let people enjoy it for what it is.
Yeah, no,
I know it doesn't work like that in the real world, but
because it's amazing, like, you know, because people will actually be a bit more open if they actually got to see it for themselves or feel it for themselves, like, you know, because there are spirits that they are there, you know. Like, think about it, you know, people have loved ones pass away, friends, or, you know, there's someone passing away every day, and their energy is still there. Like, it's the energy is always going to be there,
and they walk among us every day.
So, you know, like, if anyone ever wants to get into this, I say do it. You know, if you're a bit unsure about it, do it, because it's the only way you're going to see it for yourself, you know. So go love it.
And it doesn't matter what angle you come from or what belief you have or what you think ghosts are or anything. There aren't any right or wrong answers, because we don't really, ultimately, we don't know for sure. We only go by our beliefs or our theories and what we've learned or what we've read, and that's all we've got to go by until we start experiencing these things right in front of us, clear as day, where we can sit down and have a talk with a ghost, and we can gauge him, and we can measure all the atmospheric conditions around it and just figure out what they are, what they're made of, and fully really get to understand them. It's never really going to be accepted. So I personally think that the paranormal field, I mean, as for me, it's a personal journey. I do it solely for me. I don't do it to prove it to anybody else. When I started, I was kind of on the fence. I kind of believed, but I was also very skeptical about things. And but I've been doing I've had my team now for about a decade now, 10 years for this team, but I was doing it back in the 80s as well. I had a team there that I ran back in the 80s, and just all my experience tells me that it's not bullshit. You know, it's not people making stuff up. It's not delusion. There is actually something out there, and it is worth investigating, and it is worth trying to interact with and connect with, you know, because there is something there. And I me being from a skeptic, researching, analytical background, I know that ghosts do exist. And there was a time where people would say to me, Mark, you know, do you believe that ghosts exist? And I'd say, well, don't really know, don't know. But now, if anyone wants to ask me, I would say, yes, they do exist.
Yeah.
I don't know what they are. And the finding out who they are and what they're made of and all that kind of thing, that's the next step of the journey for me, personally.
Yeah.
You know, there are a lot of people that they're just sort of starting off or have been doing this for years, but we're all on different levels of knowledge and experience. So, but really,
I think for us as a team, like for us as a team, like we're all very passionate about it, and a lot of it is because the spirits, they've got voices, they want to be heard, they've got a story to tell us, and for us it's to help them, you know, and so we are very, very passionate with what we do.
You just put yourself in their position, don't you? You put yourself, how would you feel if you were like them, wanting to communicate?
I want to be able to communicate.
Yeah, of course you would. I'd want to be heard.
Yeah. I mean, I know, just being through being a paranormal researcher myself, I've already told my team that when I die, I'm going to be trying like crazy to be contacting you guys. You know, if there is a way of doing it, and if there is something on the other side, I'm going to be figuring out how to do it. You know, and I'm going to be trying to make those lights flash and those buzzers go, and I'm going to be all those trigger objects are going to be flying everywhere, and it's just going to be magical. But there's a piece I wrote in one of my books a while back about my grandmother, because my grandmother did tell me many years ago, before she passed away, that when she dies, she's going to be she'll try and get hold of me, because she knew that I was into the whole ghost research thing, and she said, I will do my best, you know, to contact you to let you know what it's like here. And I haven't heard from her since, and it's been a good sort of about 15 years, I think, now. So, and I haven't heard from her, but she was never very good at electronic gadgets or just doing anything. You know, she was hopeless. She was just this old biddy that couldn't drive. She couldn't even operate a video recorder on the TV, or even turning the TV on was a bit of a mission. She just wasn't very technically minded. Yeah. And so I can imagine for her. Yeah, I can imagine for her, it would be really confusing to her. You know, she'll see all these gadgets, and she wouldn't know how to do it. You know. Yeah. I can imagine it be very confusing, and I think if you've got ghosts that are like 100 years old or 150 years old, they're not going to know what an EMF meter is.
Yeah, exactly.
They got no idea. There's this gadget that's flashing at them, and they've got no idea what that is. It could be a weapon.
Yeah. Oh, that's why we tend to try and explain how for them to use it. Like we'll tell them, you know, you just use your voice speaking to like the device, and then like we either get an answer or we don't. Yeah. But most of the time we get answers.
Yeah, I think you've got to really try and how would they talk? How would they talk, and how would they learn, and try and explain it to them in their language? Yeah.
Most of the time we get that. What is that? So it's a phone. Really?
Telephone, because they've never heard of a telephone. Even the old school telephones with the dials, you know, they've never even heard of those. A lot of them, you know, it's way before. You think 150 years ago or whatever.
Yeah, no, definitely.
Earlier than that. I can imagine a flashing box would be quite intimidating to them. I've sat there and watched YouTube clips of paranormal teams, you know, trying to communicate with spirits, and they'll say, "Can you make it go up to 3 on the K2?" What? How's it going to know that? What's the K2? Go up to 3? What? What do I do? You know, I just can't understand that mentality. You got to simplify it, and
they'd be a bit confused, like looking at it like, what?
That's right.
I mean,
Yeah, so
also for all of us, a lot of spirits will actually talk to us, like in our ear, and like
They'll touch us.
or they'll touch us, or and those are the ones that don't know how to talk through the devices, so they will like put their hand on our shoulders or put their arms behind our back to sort of guide us,
Or play with our hair.
And quite often I get shown with visions on what's happened and things like that, and a few members of the team also get the same thing, because we are all empaths in the team, so we all have a uniqueness that we bring to the table to help the spirits.
So they are trying to. It sounds like they are trying to. They're putting in effort, aren't they? They're putting in some effort to try and contact you, which is great. It's good to hear.
It is hard for them, and it's even draining for us. But about older, like I'll never change it. Like I love what I do. Like I'm passionate about it. I love talking with the spirits and hearing their stories and helping them in any way that I possibly can.
Yeah.
Like, and I'm sure the team feels the same way. Like,
No, definitely.
Definitely on that one.
like it's amazing. Like it really is. Like.
Yeah, well, it's a unique field together, and it's a as I said ages ago, it's a very unique, very special sort of field to be in, and I think it's you're privileged to be a part of it. I think it's something to be proud of, and I'm certainly proud of what I've achieved, and I think anybody that's really dedicated and passionate in this field, just is a special person, Because a lot of people just go into this whole paranormal thing for thrills and shits and giggles and all that, and, which is fine. People that are brought up in horror stories and all that's all good. It's a little bit disrespectful if they start getting too enthusiastic.
Like the ones that are kind of like you can tell that they're faking it and stuff like that. It's like we don't want no part of that. We want the real.
Yeah, the real deal.
The real interactions and, looking for that real deal apparition sort of thing to just, that's what, we look for. Or the very, very clear voices that we can pick up.
Yeah. And it doesn't happen all the time, does it? We've done investigations where nothing happens, session after session, nothing happens, but then you get the odd time where something will happen and it makes it all worthwhile,
Exactly.
That's awesome. All right, guys. Well, that's pretty cool. Is there any? We'll wrap it up now. Anything you want to say to anybody?
Just
subscribe.
Come on, team. We can do it better. Live it,
love it.
Love it.
And just to anyone that just wants to go across to our Facebook or YouTube, just subscribe. You see some pretty good content from us and some good photos. But also Haunted Auckland as well.
thank you for having us.
And thanks for having us as well.
It's a pleasure, man. And next time I'm down your way.
Hopefully we could meet up sometime in the near future.
Yeah.
Oh, I love Rotorua. I love it. I love Rotorua, and
My
can't
hometown.
get down there enough. So I will. Okay, well, I'll put your links and all that after all this, and show people where to go, and we'll stay in touch. Okay.
Thank you, Mark.
Bye.
Have a lovely evening.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.